If you ever hear knocking under your floor at exactly 3:07 a.m., don't answer it, because 3 years ago, 4 friends entered an abandoned house to record a horror video. Only one camera was found, and what was inside that footage was never explained. Rain crashed against the empty road as 4 friends stopped their car near an abandoned house deep inside the forest. The locals called it the Whispering House. Nobody stayed there after midnight. People claimed strange screams echoed from the basement every night, but for the friends, it was just another fake ghost story for views. As they walked closer, every light inside the house suddenly turned on by itself. Then, one window slowly opened upstairs. The group reached the front door. Before anyone touched it, the door slowly opened inward. The smell inside was unbearable. Rotten wood, wet walls, and something else. Something metallic, like blood. One friend joked nervously, "Maybe ghosts really live here." Nobody laughed. As they explored deeper inside the house, one of them froze. Fresh muddy footprints covered the floor. But the strange part was, the footprints only went inward, not outward. Something had entered the house recently, and never came back out. Suddenly, a loud bang echoed upstairs. The friends slowly climbed upstairs. At the end of the hallway was a child's bedroom. Old toys covered the floor. A rocking chair moved slowly by itself. Then one friend noticed the wall. Hundreds of words scratched into it repeatedly. "Don't open the basement." Suddenly the bedroom door slammed shut behind them. Panicking, they reviewed their camera footage. That's when they heard it. A whisper, very close to the microphone. "Leave before she wakes up." Everyone stared at each other in silence, because nobody heard that voice while recording. And then, another whisper came from the hallway outside, this time in real life. At the end of the hallway stood a red basement door covered in chains. Deep claw marks covered the wood. As they approached, the chains began rattling violently. Something underneath the basement started banging against the door. Boom, boom, boom. Then silence. One friend whispered, "We need to leave now." The lights suddenly went out. Everyone screamed. Flashlights flickered violently. Then they realized, one friend was gone. Only his camera remained on the floor, still recording. They picked it up carefully. The footage showed him staring into darkness while breathing heavily. Then a tall black figure appeared behind him, and the video ended with a horrifying scream. Terrified but desperate to find their missing friend, they opened the basement. A horrible smell burst upward. The stairs looked wet. Dark red liquid slowly dripped downward into the darkness below. Then they heard chains dragging somewhere underneath. At the bottom of the basement, they found another hidden room. The walls were covered with names. Missing people from the town. Hundreds of them. Then one friend pointed at the newest names scratched into the wall. Their own names, written only hours earlier. A pale woman stood motionless in the corner. Her smile stretched unnaturally wide. Her eyes were completely black. She whispered softly, "You opened the door." Then her neck snapped sideways slowly, and the lights went out again. The floor beneath them started shaking violently. Heavy breathing echoed through the basement. Then a giant claw emerged from underneath the floorboards. Something massive was trapped below the house, and it was waking up. The friends ran upstairs toward the exit, but the front door was gone. Only a solid wall remained. Every window had disappeared too. The house had sealed itself shut. Then footsteps slowly echoed upstairs above them, but nobody else should have been inside. The hallway stretched longer every time they walked. Lights flickered endlessly. One friend heard his dead mother calling his name from behind a locked door. Another saw shadows crawling across the ceiling upside down. Then one flashlight died completely. Only one friend remained alive, crying, shaking, covered in blood. He pointed the camera toward himself. "I think it's behind me." Slowly, the smiling woman appeared directly behind him. Her jaw opened unnaturally wide. The camera dropped, and his screams filled the hallway. Police entered the house the next morning. It was completely empty. No bodies, no cameras, nothing. But one officer reported hearing whispers from the basement saying, "More are coming." That officer disappeared 3 days later.